Hey guys, what's going on? It's DJ Kuhl. Welcome back to another video, and in today's video I'm gonna be cooking up a hard sort of like ethnic sounding beat. I don't know, I'm going for something sort of foreign sounding, you know what I'm saying? But I'm not sure what sort of area, what region of the world I want to go for right now. So we're just gonna preface this with it's gonna be ethnic, it's gonna pertain to some sort of ethnicity's music. It's gonna be sounding foreign and it's gonna be sounding hard. So let's jump into it. So far I just pulled up this dulcimer sound in Labs. It sounds something like this. And I thought this sounded really cool, so I wanted to go use it. And I've also been messing with this key D minor harmonic recently. It sounds something like this. Like that sounds like really sort of foreign. I feel like it's a Middle East vibe almost. So, I was gonna combine these two things that I've been working with and create something. So let's just dive right into it and make a melody. I threw a little gross beat on there, but let's just get working. Alright guys, so I put together this melody here, and something I want to point out though is down here with the velocity. So if you'll notice, we got a little grid down here at the velocity, but you'll notice there's some thicker lines here, like we got one here, and one here. And what I do with the velocity in order to like create a more interesting sounding melody is that each one of these thick lines, if I put the velocity over it, it's going to change the sound significantly. So for example, let me come down here and I'll add in a new note. So let's start that down beneath this line at the bottom. So if we listen to that, we hear how that sounds, right? But if I move it above the next line, or the line here, we get a little louder, a little harder sound. And then we move up again to this other line, and we hear that it's definitely getting louder and it's definitely changing. And we move it all the way up, you can hear a big sort of significant change. And Labs doesn't do it as much as other plugins do, but sometimes when you put in a note with a super high velocity on some plugins, it will actually add in like other sort of sounds. Like for example, a guitar plugin might have like the sound of the person hitting the guitar when they play it, you know what I'm saying? Or they might have the sound of sliding up the strings or something. So it really depends on this plugin. And the sound too, but this one has a noticeable difference, but nothing super duper crazy. But just a little a bit of advice if you want to make your melodies a little more different, a little more interesting. Here's the melody I've been working on. So I'm just gonna bounce this out as a audio file here. Right click and consolidate the track just so I have it and don't need to worry about the half speed going all crazy and whatnot. And also because the levels look a little uneven, I'm going to come in here and add a compressor on it and just do a little bit of compression just to give it very sort of similar levels in terms of volume. Alright guys, so now that we got this melody sort of done, I'm going to move on to the drums, and I'm probably going to come back later and put in some sort of counter melody, but just want to get this melody down so we got something to work with, get some drums down, and then we can fill in those, pockets with other melodies. So I'm just going to start with this ghosty snare here. We'll just kind of put that in somewhat normally. Do a little panning here. If I can select the right notes. There we go. Just adds a little bounce at the end. And next, I'll just move on to the hat's perks. For the hat, this is actually apparently some authentic like Latin Caribbean sound, but I modified it heavily, so it sounds like a hi-hat low-key, but you know, just thought I'd keep somewhat to the ethnic theme, incorporating different aspects of different cultures, and just kind of go with a somewhat standard pattern, maybe mess with it a little bit. Got this perk here, and I'm gonna mix this in some places. Copy that over real quick. That sounded good for all these perks. Just kind of scatter them here and there. A little ear candy. I'm just going to split these guys up. Split by channel. So that way I can have easier access to them when I do arrange this beat. Alright, so now that I got those perks done, I'm going to move on and add in this Vox here. I thought it sounded kind of reverby, kind of cool, so, you know, I can just throw it in every so often. Just might have it go like this. And what I can do is I can set it on just the envelope, right? So it'll cut out when the note stops. So I'll drag these notes out. And mess around with it at the end. That's kind of cool there, chopping up there at the end. Maybe I'll make the velocity a little louder on that one. There we go. Alright, so next thing is going to be the 808. I got this ghosty Joss a sub 808. That's definitely a sub. But I'm going to move the start offset here so we don't have a little gap in the beginning. Do that thing that I just did with the envelope, but you know, we'll do it with the 808 this time. I think I'm going to turn it down too. It's awfully loud. Yeah. Alright, so let's start putting in notes, and we got to make sure that we have this panned, because I believe, yeah, we're panned to the right, and then we can just go like that and start playing it in. And I made the melody, so you know, I know what notes we got to play. That's hard. That's hard. Let's clear all these slides out. Oh, I missed the slide there. There it is. You know what time it is now. It's time for the kicks, but you know, before we can go crazy with the kicks, we got to add in that soft clipper, and I'm going to turn the ghosty Vista Visa kick up, and I used this one last episode, so you already know what the vibe is. So let's just go for it. And let's do that tip that I used last episode and pitch it down a little bit and maybe a little more. That might be too loud, but it still goes hard regardless. So I went to SRX Orchestra and I grabbed this flute here. And I'm just going to kind of mess around with it and play some sort of counter melody in for the melody we currently got here. Alright, so nothing too crazy on the melody, you know, we're not going crazy fast note stuff, but just a little tip if you want to make more realistic sounding flute melodies, right? If you want to go for some realism, I know realism isn't always super big in drill, but you know, think about it like when a flute player is playing, they obviously got to pause and take breaths, so if you want to make it more realistic, just leave gaps in between some of the notes, you know what I'm saying? So it's like simulating a flute player, like taking a breath. They can't instantly, you know, transfer from one note to another, you know what I'm saying? So they sometimes got to take breaths, you know, but obviously there's certain instances, if you're just playing some short notes up here, they can hold their breath and play, you know, that long, you know what I'm saying? But it's just like having long note after long note with no, you know, pause in the middle is not super duper realistic, right? So without any further ado, here's the melody. I don't know what about this, it's just getting me so hyped. Alright, last but not least, I'm going to be adding in this drill gunshot here and just doing a sort of standard thing that I do and that most producers do with the gunshot is just have it echo. I'm going to try placing it though, like towards the ends, just to give it a little more bounce. Alright, so that's it for all the components of the beat, you know. I think the only thing that's missing right now is an artist, so I'm going to go arrange this beat and mix master it, and I'll be back to present you guys the final product. Alright, so we got the beat mixed, mastered, arranged, all that jazz, and normally if you watch the channel before, you know I like to break down, you know, what I did, just kind of talk about it before I play it, but I was watching some J Cactus, so shout out J Cactus, he's a really dope producer. I was watching some of his content earlier today, and I really like the way he did it, is he kind of broke it down, like, you know, as he was listening to it, so I'll do that. It's more interesting in my opinion, because it's boring just hearing me talk for, you know, a couple minutes, so without further ado, let's just listen to it, and I can give my commentary on it. Alright, so just nothing really crazy going on in the intro. But I do have this new riser effect, and I do put my tag. You know, standard chorus structure here. And that beautiful flute. We're in the first verse now. So here I pitched the flute an octave down, just to make it sound different. And here I pitched the main melody down an octave, just to give it a little contrast before we go back into the chorus. So yeah, that is the final beat. I don't know if it's really ethnic sounding. It sounds hard though, regardless. So I was gonna title this video like making an ethnic drill beat, but I don't think it's really true. I just think we made a really hard drill beat. So you know, I don't know what I'm gonna title this video, but while I'm figuring out what to title this video, I need you guys to go down in the comments, you know, let me know what you think about this video. Drop a like while you're down there as well, and also hit that subscribe button too. I was on my YouTube analytics, right, and only around 8% of the people who watch my videos are actually subscribed. So smash the subscribe button right now. Let's get that number up as soon as possible. So that's gonna be it for me today, guys. I hope you guys enjoy, and I'll see you guys later. How many times can I say guys in a sentence?